battle supreme. Follow your destiny in the battle supreme. Fight for your legacy in the battle supreme. Follow your destiny, battle supreme.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the Battle Supreme. Welcome to the Battle Supreme. You know what I mean. All right, welcome in. We got another episode today for y'all. We are excited. It's going to be good. And I just want to say thank you for listening to the podcast. Thanks for tuning in, Head over to the socials, share it up. You know what to do. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, we really appreciate you. Leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe. Al, take it away.
Remix the Battle Supreme. Celebrating trios in the third month of the year, 2023, baby. You got threes. This is the third episode of that, and it will be the last. On deck today for the battle. We're going down a different route, an uncomfortable route.
What?
Uncomfortable.
I don't know, I'm just joking.
For us.
But, yeah, it is a little bit. These bands are more on the punk side. For those who like real punk music, will probably deny that these bands are punk. Or you're going to say one was punk and isn't punk anymore, or yada, yada, yada. They're a little more on the pop punk side. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. It is what it is. Both bands are huge. Both bands has vast success. Still plays to this day. One just got back together. I mean, no one can deny. They're both huge. So, say what you want. It don't matter. On deck, Green Day versus Blink 182.
Oh my God.
Wow. We're really going to get it in.
About to do it.
Fucking getting her in.
Forewarning. None of us are really into this genre and style of music. We're not against it, but it's just not our thing. So, be warned. Don't be offended by anything that happens.
I want to offend some people
Like,
personally.
we are not responsible.
Only be offended by what Larry says.
Bada bing, huh?
I'll add in a disclaimer in the beginning of this. Like, no whiny. No, I'm just kidding.
We're going to give it our all.
Well, I'm curious of your thoughts on the vocals of these two bands. On the side of Green Day, we have Billy Joe Armstrong versus Blink-182's Mark Hoppus / Tom DeLonge. David, give it to me.
All right. So this is how I'm going to do this, right? The pop-punk realm vocally is, unique. It's known for its whininess. I don't know how to say that in a nicer way. They all have like kind of a whiny style. And they all have this weird accent that doesn't exist any regional place in the world. Yeah, it's a musical accent that no one knows where the fuck it came from.
Yeah, but think about it. It's kind of like the 90s thing, too.
Yeah, that's another
It's
one,
like another
you know?
style.
The
It's like
Jarl.
no
Yeah.
one sounds like that.
It's the pop-punk Jarl, essentially.
Jarl.
But, like, that being said, I'm not into that very, very much. But I would have to go with Green Day because I just feel like it's a little bit more raw and a little bit more energy and grit in the vocals, where in Blink, I think it's just a little bit too much of the whine and the stuff for me, personally. But they both do a great job for the songs, and there's no bad vocals, so, I think it's just all preference. But they both kill it. So, yeah.
Sweet.
That is that.
I'll give it to Frank.
Give it to you.
I really used to like both these bands a lot when I was younger.
Wow.
Back in my day.
Ah.
But
Oh, my God. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like Blink's like their harmonies and the way their voices are like opposites of one another. Because one is kind of angsty and the other one is kind of like
It reminds
mellower.
me of like the System of a Down dynamic in a way, where it's like the two singers.
Or Alice in Chains.
Yeah, you know.
It's like sometimes you need both those voices to
Yeah.
get the one overall idea going.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely.
And then you got Billy Joel. You know, he's
Did you say Billy Joel?
yeah, the piano man.
Sing us a song, Piano Man.
Is it Billy Joe or Billy Joel?
Joe.
Billy Joe.
Oh, who fucking cares, honestly? But
You can't take offense to it because I didn't say it.
Look,
he's more rocking.
like, dude, we're
Definitely
just,
rocking, and they have the harmonies going too. But I'm picking Blink-182.
Fair.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Sheesh.
know.
They're both good.
Hit me.
lay down.
Larry, hit me.
What do you think Simon would say from American Idol
Blink
if
182.
either of these guys came on stage and sang? Who would he think would be better?
He would probably pick Blink, but he would probably not like either of them. If I had to guess. Simon's picky.
Simon says.
I'd like to ask him
You both are
because I would
terrible.
pick whatever that guy picks.
Terrible.
Simon's picky as hell when it
Yeah,
comes to singers,
I know,
even good
I know.
ones.
I know it's crazy.
He's picky.
That's
Like,
why I'm saying, yeah.
He's got an ear for
Yeah.
that shit,
Yeah.
man.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It has to resonate with him, dude. If it resonates with him, you're in like Flynn. You know what I
Dude.
mean?
True.
So whatever he would pick would be my pick. But I don't know.
He's a lot nicer these
I
days,
would-
though. That was
Would
a
you like
gimmick.
to phone a friend and
Yeah,
call him
I
real
would.
quick?
I really would.
You want a
Simon.
lifeline? Who's your
Damn, we
lifeline?
should do a lifeline.
Call Simon Cowell right now.
Lifelines.
One of these
Dude.
days.
Get him on the horn.
We'll get on a
Get him on the
get a
horn.
lifeline. Call someone.
Call AP.
Call
Hey,
AP
whose
right now.
vocals are
See,
better?
call him right now.
Oh my
I'm
God.
serious.
That'd
Call
be
him.
wild.
Who?
Call him and put it on the microphone.
No, I can't.
All right. Then you got to choose.
It's a personal thing, you know.
You got to choose.
I would personally go with Green Day.
Oh wow.
Strike one for old Billy Boy.
Oh.
Oh no, I agree with David totally. That like Blink is way more whinier, and it's just more of that thing that I don't like. But Billy Joe has more grit, and he's just more for me. More for me.
Overall, it's like, especially in the earlier days of Green Day, they're more punk
Oh, for
than
sure.
anything, and then they evolved into more like a. I don't even like saying pop punk, but it's more like a stadium rock band, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But punk.
I hear that.
But with the punk
Stadium
core.
punk.
Yeah.
They
you know what I
Metallica
mean?
That's-
themselves.
Yes.
That's the word, stadium
Stadium
punk.
punk.
Because I
Stadium
wouldn't
punk.
say they're pop punk. I'd say
Yes.
Blink is really pop punk.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say.
That's
is
what
that
pop punk is.
Blink is really a pop punk band, where like Green Day can get labeled as that, but they're more of a punk rock band that became like a stadium punk rock band.
And at this
Where
point,
their
they're a
sound-
classic. I would consider them a classic punk band.
Yeah, it's
Honestly.
interesting.
Yeah.
It's like Queen, but punk. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But Blink 182's just got the straight pop punk all day. Like it just
All day.
They don't deviate from that. That's
They were
the
like
thing.
proto pop punk.
Yeah, they were like
Oh,
the,
yeah.
they were like the pioneers of that whole thing.
They're like the Sabbath of pop punk, dude.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Weird comparison, but
It's kind of
I'll take it.
we're gonna have a lot of weird analogies on this because
next up, guitars. This one's pretty easy for me. I'm gotta be honest, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I'm gonna go with Larry first. I know what he's gonna say. I mean, come on,
I'm gonna say Green Day.
dude. The guitars are
Yeah.
badass objectively.
Yeah.
I know like opinions, like whatever, but it doesn't matter. Green Day's guitar, they have good guitar work in their music within like the punk thing.
Yeah, I always listened to them. Like every time I always heard them, the guitar was always my favorite part of Green Day. And I guess I would say the same, I suppose, with Blink too. But I would prefer Green Day, over Blink 182 if I were to play guitar in a band with either of them. Shout out to my homie Dan that like worships Green Day and shit too. So
Yeah, I have
I should
words
say
for
all
you.
of our friends. So
Frank.
Green Day.
Thank you. Next. Go ahead.
So, I would like to say that Blink 182 does have some good guitar parts, and I do appreciate the stuff that they have on a lot of their songs, and they have some really good, memorable, like riffs and guitar parts in their songs.
Catchy snags.
Catchy things, and it's good, but I definitely also have to go with Green Day because I just think that there's a lot more like rock and creativity going on, and when you get into their American Idiot 21st century stuff, like the late that era, like there's so much cool guitar production and guitar work that happened in those albums. It's like it almost goes back to how you brought up Metallica. It reminds me of that. It's like you listen to these albums and these songs, and it's like guitar symphony. It's like cool guitar part, another one comes in, drops out, another one comes in, and there's just always something, and there's layers, and they absolutely nailed it. So that, and also they have a lot of cool acoustic work that I enjoy and I think is really good. And I like the way that Green Day can play kind of like the same chords the whole song, but it doesn't feel like it because they can, like, you know, start out with it picking notes and then go into the full chords and then have harmony with it, and like they really know how to use the dynamics and the layers with that. You know what I'm saying? So go with Green Day on this one.
That's a round table,
Round
ladies
table,
and gentlemen.
baby.
1, 2, 3.
Round and round.
Nice.
That sounded great.
Moving on
Well done.
to the bass. Green Day's Mike Dirnt versus Blink 182's bassist / vocalist Mark Hoppus.
Hop, 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 hop.
Hop. Go ahead, Dave.
I feel
Let it
bad.
Let it ride.
I feel bad because I'm probably just going to keep picking Green Day for everything.
Run it.
But I'm going to do it because of the song Longview by Green Day.
Yeah, I was gonna say Longview.
Fire bass.
That was one of the only songs I ever learned on bass when I was young and I started playing guitar and bass and hanging out with you. I was like, damn, I want to learn that. And that was one of the ones I learned. So that's why I'm going to pick them.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Lair.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say I agree with David and stay Green Day again.
Short and to the point.
God.
Frank.
Yeah, I'm picking Mike Dirnt because the bass break in Paradise.
Oh, yeah, that part's sick, too.
It's fucking epic. And that's what I'm picking. And his name's Badass. His last name is a nickname.
True.
So,
Yeah, I mean Green Day has a bunch of like really cool bass breaks, like in a lot of songs, like just those parts that goes down and
yeah.
he just rips.
They
dude.
drop low and just get in the groove.
The groove.
And like between like all the chords and the verses, he always likes to do like the, I don't know, like the major note, like the do 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 do. You know, he does like that little pull off thing, like between like all the three notes. Like he does that a lot in like all his bass lines. Like he plays really. He finds his melodic pockets, you know, within like, I don't know. It's harder to do than you think. You know, everything's like super straight and fast.
Yeah.
Like to find like that pocket within the time and as fast as they're playing. Like he's really good bass player. I like his tone too. It cuts, you know, through the mix and
Yes,
stuff.
it does cut.
Yeah, the bass cuts a lot in that band. All right. Another point for Mikey boy.
Mikey.
Dude. Next up, we're doing the drums. This guy is so cool.
He's almost too cool.
Dude, he's 3 times cool.
Dude,
Three.
trios.
3 times cool.
Trios. Trey cool.
Oh.
He's
What are the
so
odds
cool.
of that happening, boys?
Versus Dude, I remember the
The lore behind the
badass-
name.
No, I remember the badass cover he did of Soulja Boy.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that was
he's
yeah.
Watch it, dude. He was ripping it, dude.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows who I'm talking about right now. But Travis Barker, it's probably the greatest thing he's ever done. I'm just being honest.
He's done a lot of great stuff. Actually.
Nah, no, I'm just joking. But he's done a lot of good stuff. Legendary drummer.
Supposedly he's like a really impressive songwriter and
Yeah.
like song manipulator.
I've heard that he'll go
he can,
into
like-
the studio with people.
Yep, and just like help them fix their songs.
Kind of like a producer.
Yeah, producer.
Yeah.
It's good arranging and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that about him.
He survived a plane crash.
Yeah.
Intense.
It's a rock and roll guy.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like we're talking about, like all these guys are famous, but I feel like he's the most famous out of all,
Yeah.
like the band, everybody, like
He had his
over
own-
the front man.
He used to have his
like,
own clothing line. He used to fucking.
yeah,
He was really a pioneer in like the music scene of like people doing stuff like that.
Oh
And, like when I was in high school, Travis Barker was huge, and like Blink-182 wasn't even that huge. If that makes sense. Like Travis Barker was bigger than the band.
Yeah. Well, it's when
He had
you
his own
take,
TV show.
when you take
Became a brand.
advantage. That's the thing. Some people get in music, like they get success and whatever, and some people just lay low and they just do their thing and play music.
Yep.
But then some people take advantage of the opportunity and they get involved and they
Yep.
become a celebrity, so to say. And you know, he's definitely one who did that and did a good job at having a career and kind of building it into more than just being in Blink-182. You know.
Yep.
I think of a lot of people like Pete Wentz is another one. Fall Out
Yep.
Boy, he's the same way. He's the most famous person in the band.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
when
where I
they're
feel like-
irrelevant, you know.
I feel like the rest of the guys are just in Blink 182.
Yeah,
like, that's
you
their
know.
thing. I mean,
Or
good on them. Like you know,
Crazy alien guy.
Oh yeah,
Dude, he was right.
yeah. That's the thing.
That's the fucking crazy part.
He's right.
He wasn't lying.
But yeah. Either way,
But I digress.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Yeah, who's better at drums?
I'm going first.
Oh, he wants to go first. That's fine. Go.
It's kind of difficult to say because you could just be like, yeah, Travis Barker, but Trey Cool has a lot of awesome drum parts also, like in the songs, like things that he creates to play in the songs.
Yeah, he's also a monster.
Yeah. I just watched when they played, I think it was Lollapalooza last year. They put it on YouTube, and he was like the best one out of the whole entire band. And
Yeah,
he
he's really good.
did a solo, and it's like, damn, you never really hear him play like that. I mean, I've never seen Green Day live, so like I've never got to
I
really
have.
see him
He does solos.
expand.
He's great.
Yeah, he's like
All reliable.
he's like a Ringo Starr type
dude.
drummer, but of that style of music.
Yeah.
You know, you were thinking the same thing.
Dude, I would. Yeah.
It's all.
I didn't want to
awesome.
cut you off. I was
No, you're
like,
good.
he's the Ringo drum of like that music, punk, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to go Travis Barker on this one.
Fair enough.
You know, it's just he kind of became a meme when I was in high school, like on YouTube. It was kind of like no matter what kind of drummer video you were watching, you'd look through the comments and people would be talking about Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Like before memes were called memes, you know what I mean? Like it was just fucking
Like an ongoing inside internet joke.
yeah. It was just didn't make any
Yeah.
sense because it could have been a jazz drummer, it could have been a gospel chops drummer, it could have been any type of drummer out there, and there'd be somebody not better than Travis Barker.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter what you were watching. So yeah, I'm picking Travis Barker.
Where?
Yeah, I have to go with Travis Barker because of Schmucky Boy, Alex's brother-in-law, who is a family friend and like a brother to me. He loves Blink, and I always remember like him explaining the drum solo that Travis Barker had when he went and saw him. How his drum set like elevated, and it was like this ridiculous like production, and I believe it was like going around in a full circle, like doing
Yeah.
like a backflip, while just shredding the entire time. So, I mean, I've always heard that, and I've always thought of him as a drummer in my time on this earth that everyone knows and loves, and is like a pop star, and for being a drummer. So I have to go with Travis Barker.
Sweet. Love that answer. Davey.
Yeah, it's a tough one because they're both really good, and truly, when it comes to this style of music, I think the drums are probably my favorite part of all of it because it's just the speed and intensity and like
It really makes the song.
yeah, it's the most fun thing to watch. Like it's more fun to watch a punk style drummer versus watching the guitar player because the guitar player most of the time is just going to be doing like a lot of chords and stuff and just continuous drumming, but the drummers always have a lot going on and it's really entertaining. So it's tough because Trey is awesome and he's really good with playing just the perfect parts, and he's also a monster with great fills. But Travis Barker he just has like undoubtedly like crazy hands and speed, and
Oh yeah.
he's just phenomenal. So I'm gonna give it to Travis on this one. I feel like I got to
Round table, baby.
round it round.
It's another one.
Round. Sweet. Yeah, I mean, dude's a beast. They're both beasts, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On to the 2-point round. Bop.
For two.
We're going
for
to the
two,
debuts.
for two,
Yeah,
for two.
yeah.
Debuts.
Yeah.
See, it's such a weird album name, but I'll say the long version, and I seen online that it's like abbreviated, but it's 1039 / smooth out slappy hours.
Yeah. So do you know why that is the weird name?
No,
Okay, so I do know the background of that.
it's sloppy, not slappy, right? It's sloppy.
That is really a combined, like, they did, like, it was like, they did the
It's slappy.
1039 was like an EP or album, whatever, and then they did a couple other things, and then eventually just got all combined.
Yeah, they just put it together.
So that's why it has.
I read it. It's like a compilation.
Yeah,
but
it's-
it was their technical first
It was
release.
like all their early stuff. It just became one thing, essentially, over time.
People call it 39 Smooth
Yes, 39 Smooth.
versus Buddha. And when this album was recorded, I believe they were called Blink. And then the 82 came like shortly after, but they originally were
Yeah.
called Blink.
They were just Blink.
So, what do you think, David?
I mean, I just got to go personal preference and say Green Day. I just like it more. I just enjoy Green Day more. And early Green Day to me is really cool. So it's super raw. And it's rocking. And you can, like, hear the potential of the songwriting in their early music. Where, like, there's some good tunes and there's some good catchy stuff, but wasn't like fully developed yet. And then as time went on, it was like, oh wow, like yeah, you can see like where it came from and like where it went, and I just enjoy it more. So I'm gonna stick with Green Day on this one.
Sweet.
Yes, sir.
Bam.
Frank, go.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Blink on this one. I just think it's a better album, and I mean, Green Day stuff. I don't really like to like Nimrod, anyways. So yeah, I don't know. It's just you get. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's my pick.
Tiebreaker, huh?
Tiebreaker.
So I just got to go with my heart here and just be honest with the people. I've listened to the Green Day album more so than the Blink album in my life. So that being said, I have to go with Green Day.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on.
Right on, right on.
So, on this album,
On this day,
what is it? They have a song on the first album. I gotta pull up. Sorry, I got my phone out.
Which one?
So, On 39 Smooth.
Very nice move.
The song I Was There. That's the song I was talking about. That it sounds so. Our buddy Dan, like we're gonna tell you more about him later because it's impossible to have a Green Day episode and not talk about our best friend Dan. And
Facts.
well, I'll tell you in my bonus round, like the story of how I met him because it's really funny. But that song on there sounds like an old song that he wrote a long time ago, called Faux Pas. And it was in Under Average, like when we were in high school, or maybe like a little post for him, and then ended up in his other pop punk band called Calico Skies. But literally, the vocal melody in the song is na da 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 da. And I was like, I listened to it. I was like, where have I heard this song before? Because it wasn't the Green Day song, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So funny. And then I texted him and I was like, did you rip off a Green Day song? He's like, yeah, he's just like, how do you know that song? And why are you listening to the first album? I was like, well, we're getting ready for this episode. So, yeah. He's like,
said,
nice.
damn it, I got exposed.
Yeah. He said it was actually on accident.
Why are you listening to that?
Yeah, he said it was an accident.
That's awesome.
But then he
makes
just
sense.
left it. Yeah, I know. I was like, it's just in him. He's such a Green Day guy.
I mean, I've done it 1,000 times when I'm like
You're
trying
like,
to
oh, that's a
come
song.
up when I come up with something and I'm like, damn, I totally just pulled that from my subconscious of listening to this band or that band, and it happens. Like, there's melodies and stuff that are just ingrained in you from what you listen to, and when you're creating, like sometimes it comes out and it's too close, and you're like, oh shit. Sometimes you don't even know. So it happens,
Next up, song versus song.
Oh.
Good riddance. Time of your life versus
Yeah.
Adam song.
Yes. Two of the more softer, balladier songs from these bands.
Thank you.
Give us your input,
Believe it or not.
David. Can you do it in that voice?
What voice?
Real
Oh,
song.
whatever you did last time.
I don't remember how I did it. I was just doing it. That voice.
He said, "I pick cream."
Oh yeah.
I pick a cream. But I don't know.
Just say what you feel. Why don't you talk like they do in the vocals in the song?
Well, I think that time of your life is just way overplayed, and I've heard it so many times. And I'm just so sick of hearing that song, and they really need to stop playing it every time people graduate high school. So for that reason, I will be leaving time of my life out of this. And I'm gonna go with Adam's song because I think it's just a little bit better of an overall tune, and I'm just not sick of it as much as I am of the Green Day song, to be honest. So there it is.
That was so well said.
Yeah. Thank you. I tried.
Everyone has to do that for the whole round. Just this round.
Run it.
Go ahead, Lair.
Oh, God.
Keep itching.
I'm gonna have to go with Adam's song.
There we go.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
All right, Frank, it's your turn.
I'm also gonna have to pick Adam's song. Good Riddance is pretty good, but it's been so long.
Oh.
That's it.
Little rhyme in there. I like that one.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta try.
A A little twofer, you know.
I hope nobody watches this episode. Because it's just ridiculous.
This will be the most watched episode.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Well, you think about it. This is like the most YouTube era music that we could have covered.
That's a great point.
There's probably more Green Day and Blink-182 fans on YouTube versus anything else we've talked about. So, if you found this video and you're watching this, I apologize.
If you like this video,
For absolutely nothing.
subscribe, share the podcast.
Do it.
You know the vibe.
You know what? If we get like 100 likes on this video, we'll make a pop punk song. How about that?
Dude,
Oh,
it's
shit.
a battle supreme. Wait, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll do it. For the
Fight for your
yeah,
legacy.
we'll redo the intro song pop punk
Battle Supreme.
style.
Yeah, right? Like,
Battle Supreme. Battle
All
Supreme.
right, moving on. Dookie. Say, dropping a dookie. Versus Anima of the State. Who wants to go first? You can
ahead.
do it normal this time.
Go ahead, Larry.
I'll go
David.
first.
All right, go ahead, Larry.
Dookie.
Doki.
Dukes.
Dookie.
Why?
When I just listened to the albums back to back the other day, I liked Dookie more.
Wow.
Even though, you know what I mean? But, Animal of the State has a lot of songs I remember on an MP3 player that I had, but I didn't know the album, you know what I mean? It was just a list of songs, and there was like no menu or anything like that. Like you just turned on a little switch in the back. It was battery powered.
A shuffle?
And it would just it wasn't even
Adele?
it wasn't Apple. It was like some generic MP3
Zune?
thing. I'm not even sure.
Was
it
it
was
Adele?
blue and white. No,
Dell?
I don't remember what it was
Have a little
called.
scroller knob.
No, it had two forward and back buttons, and it would just had like 8-bit, you know, or whatever just like
8-bit.
tiny little calculator letters saying the song name and the band. And I had Ozzy, and I had some Blink on there, and I had headphones. You know what I'm saying? Like I was in high school and shit, and I was like, yeah. But other people had the shuffle and all that, but you know.
Sorry, dude.
You know, but I had a lot of songs from Enema of the State on that, but I didn't know the album like song for song under the whole like umbrella of the album. But I know a lot of those songs because of that MP3. But when I listened to both albums back to back, I still riding with Dookie, baby. Yeah.
Dookie, 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 dookie.
Go ahead, Frank.
Out of the two,
Yeah.
I like some songs on Dookie. Longview, Welcome to Paradise. Obviously, you know, there's some other good songs on there. But I'm going to have to pick Enema of the State. You know, I really think that was the album that really broke out Blink-182. And it has, like, literally their biggest hits on it.
I feel like that is, well, I mean that, and then what's I don't know the name of the album. It's got the cat on it. I remember that album. It's got the cat on the.
You talking about Blink?
Yeah, it's a Blink album. And
I think it's called Cheshire Cat.
yeah, those. Yes, David. What?
Dude,
yes.
what the fuck
That's
is
what
that?
I had.
Damn.
I'm almost positive that is exactly.
I was like, I know what he's talking about, so I was trying to find it.
Throwback.
But
Is that the size of our cameras?
yeah, it was smaller. It was smaller than that.
Oh, I had one of those too.
Yeah, that's why I was like, this sounds familiar.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
But anyway, that album with the cat or whatever, those albums and Enema of the State, I feel like those are pop punk albums. Like OG pop punk albums where Dookie and like Green Day was still, in my opinion, just punk rock.
Fair.
A little more on the pop side, I suppose, but I wouldn't call it pop punk.
It was definitely poppy.
Sure, but I wouldn't call it, pop punk.
I think you gotta listen to some real punk if you don't think it's pop punk.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as
Well, that's why I
nasty
did.
as-
I
real
said
punk.
anyone who likes punk are gonna be like they're
Yeah.
not punk.
Yeah,
Like in
'cause
any of these
real
bands.
punk don't have catchy choruses. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
a whole different thing.
I understand.
Like Bad Brains.
Yeah, yes, yes. But like, it's not as like I don't know, glossy as Blink. I feel like.
Yeah, it's more gritty. More rock and roll.
Yeah.
So, anyways, my pick was Enema of the State.
Oh, lovely.
Thank you for the lovely segue. On to you, Dave.
Enema of the Dookie.
They're both about butts. Album titles.
That's awesome. I gotta say.
Real funny.
But that's tough. Cause like Enema of the State's like, at least from my point of view, not being like a hardcore Blink-182 fan, like I look at it as like probably some of their best stuff. Where Dookie is like in my opinion, like the breakout Green Day album that like made them.
It's their first classic.
But like I don't consider it their best stuff in my point of view. Like some people probably do, you know. But like I like the American Idiot and 21st Century, like that era the most. But personal preference, I'm gonna listen to Dookie more. So I feel like I just gotta go with that because it's the one I like more. So I just gotta be biased. Give you all the bias.
Gotta do it. You just have to.
You got to pick one, you know?
Yeah.
So-
So that's what we're doing.
So we're adding an extra follow-up question to that. It's going to be a 4. I'm saying it's going to be the 4th question in the 2-point round. I took out one of the 3 points
Oh.
because I feel like
Fair enough. I get
they
it.
don't influence us.
I get it.
It
Yeah.
might.
So, sorry. Frank's like, dude, I love them. Who has the better album cover of these two albums?
It's tough.
They're good. They're both great album covers. Both iconic.
And I want to look at them.
Yeah, no, look at them. Please. Be my guest.
I'm picking Enema of the State.
Okay, so we got his.
That's my pick.
Tell me why. More? Seductive?
Yeah, it's just more provocative.
Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I get it.
Enema of the State, Enemy of the State. It's got the girl putting the glove on. She's kind of good looking. She's got a ton of makeup on. Something you wouldn't see when you're getting the procedure like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Some assets.
With the butterflies too.
With the tats.
Yeah,
You
or
know,
like
the
something. if their
explosion that
gloves
says
are-
Green
yeah.
Day is just, it's really cool. You know what I mean? Like, Dookie, that's a dope-ass album cover.
Yeah.
It is. And the D is lowercase
Dookie.
in Dookie.
Yeah, a little playful. A little childlike, you know?
I don't know.
Very comic book.
Well, Frank has his. It was Enema of the State. We are currently, to all those listening, just trying to fill up some dead air right now.
I would probably
on
go
the
with Enema
cast.
of the State too.
Wow.
There it is.
So Larry picked his. Now
You know
we're
what I'm
waiting
saying?
on David. Who do you think is the better album cover?
think that-
Even though it doesn't matter,
I
because
think-
we already know who won the round.
Oh, stop talking. God. Let me speak, damn it. So I think Enema of the State is just more of an iconic album cover.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's one that's like just more legendary and like it would be more thought of and people would talk about it more. The Green Day one is very cool though, you know. But I got to give it to Blink on the iconic album cover there.
You know what that means?
Round and round. Nice. That was perfect time. Moving on to the only point of the 3-point round.
Oh boy.
Gosh.
Who has a more influence on music? Just, imprinted, pop culture, the biz, what have you. David.
Oh God. Okay. So I think for me this is probably the toughest question out of all of them because I can't really just be biased like I could with everything else. Because Green Day, I mean, both bands are like when I look at like Blink-182, I kind of look at them as like the more favored and popular band of their time. Like I feel like I meet more people, and not really my age, but like generation, like Schmuck, his generation, like a little bit older than me, like so many Blink-182 fans, and like that was such a big thing, and it was like so cool. And they had the funny, goofy songs, and then they had serious songs, and like they had a little bit for everybody of that time. And like during that era, like the early 2000s stuff, it's like they just seemed like the band. Boy, I feel like Green Day was like a cool, like underground band that then all of a sudden became like really mainstream successful. And I feel like they both have kind of equal influence in a way. And it's hard because it's like I feel like Green Day influences a lot of musicians in the punk and pop punk realm, but at the same time I feel like, you know, how many pop punk-esque drummers are going to be like Travis Barker's my favorite drummer of all time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's hard for me to really know, especially being kind of outside of that music world. But I think I'm just going to say Blink-182 because I feel like I just would know more people who are like, that's their band and that's the band that they love. And yes, Green Day has that as well. But I just feel like I think I got to go Blink on this one.
Well then.
Yeah.
Lair.
I think I'm going to go with Blink-182.
Wow.
I feel like when they came out, more bands followed them.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Then more bands like followed their sound than bands did with Green Day, because Green Day was coming out like right before Blink. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And what was going on with Green Day was like heavily rooted in stuff that had already been like relevant. You know what I mean? I feel anyway. Like,
yeah.
Where when Blink came out, it really like to me solidified the pop punk like sound, and the movement was like the current of that movement was way stronger after Blink-182 to me.
Yeah.
Sweet. Frank, what do you think?
Blink-182 had cooler music videos.
Yeah.
Which is why a reason I think that they became more popular at the time.
Yeah.
Plus they had, I mean, I would say more relatable content in their songs to the age group that they were playing to.
Sure.
Definitely.
Like the What's My Age Again.
Yeah.
Miss You, Adam song, like Rock Show. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like back when they were first coming out and I was listening to them, I liked Blink-182 more.
It was more hip
than Green Day, you know, so. And yeah, the whole drummer thing too, like so many drummers for me. I mean, obviously I play the drums, so like growing up I talked to drummers, this and that. So many people talked about Travis Barker.
Oh yeah.
All the time. You know, so
they're popular, man.
Yeah. Plus he, like we were saying earlier, like Travis Barker really branched out and became popular in so many different ways than just the drums. He definitely, like what was his brand called? Fallen with the F. It was on shoes, shirts, skateboards, like it was everywhere. So I'm picking Blink-182.
Yeah.
Round and round.
It was.
I'm trying to get my Zen on.
It is time for the bonus round.
All right.
I like that one. Bonus round is upon us.
You could turn it off now.
All right, who wants to go first?
Leave it on, dude.
No.
You thought you had us finished, but you have not contained our powers.
All right. Time for the bonus round.
I'll go.
Oh man.
I want to give points to Green Day for so many of their songs I know without knowing their names.
Way to be.
You know what I mean? Seriously, like there's so many Green Day songs that I know, but I couldn't tell you the name of the song. And they're just one of those bands in my life. And a lot of it is to our buddy Dan that we have referenced multiple times and will probably continue to do so.
He is the Green Day.
So I'll give 3 points for Green Day for that. I'll give
Let us know how you feel.
I'm actually good. I'm blank. I'm not gonna give him any points.
Wow.
No. All right.
No,
Zilch.
Who wants to go next?
they're all right.
Me.
Go ahead.
Go.
Travis Barker survived a fucking plane crash, dude.
That's sick, man. Is that Blink?
Yeah. There would be no more Blink if he was fucking dead.
I mean,
He is Blink 182.
that's a good statement. There's some truth to
He
that.
wasn't.
There's
No,
some
he's
truth to that.
not.
I'm
Yes,
just
he
kidding.
is.
Wasn't the original
He's
drummer.
definitely the biggest member of the band.
He
So
wasn't
neither
even
was
the- he wasn't
neither was
even-
Neil Peart.
Yeah, true.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Good one. Good saving my ass there, pal.
Or you could argue they didn't get big until he came along.
True, yeah,
but
true.
He was the fire that they needed. You know, sometimes it takes a...
Fire.
That's like Frank, you know.
Yeah, I'm not the original
we were
drummer
nothing
either.
before Frank, and now look at us.
you're about to
Thanks,
be.
Frank.
Yeah, so I'm giving 5 points to Blink for the plane crash survivor, for Miss You, for having the iconic. I think they really put the nail on the head with the whole accent
Yeah.
that they sing with. Like, really, when you imitate the accent, you're really imitating them.
Yeah. 100%.
And then I'm also going to give 5 points to Green Day for a video that I'm sure most of you have seen out there. It's the one where they're playing at the, what's it called? The iHeartRadio Festival or something in Vegas. And they go on stage.
And Billy Joe kicks that dude.
I never saw that. But no, they're playing the song and he's just like, stop. You're going to give me one fucking minute?
Yeah.
Fucking Justin Bieber gets to come out here and blah, 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 blah. You're going to give me one fucking minute? That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
He's just going off.
He went crazy.
Turns out he was drunk. But, you know, I just think that's epic. It's rock and roll. It really, it's punk,
I hope
I'd say.
I never do that.
I want you to do that.
You never seen the video?
I hope you
of
never
him
fucking
kicking
play a
it?
show where they're like, yeah, you have 1 minute to play. There you go, start. I would be
Give
pissed
me
off.
one fucking minute.
You never seen the video of Billy Joe kicking that guy? He's like, stop it right now. Something he was like yelling at the crowd. He stops the whole band. He's like, I'll fucking fight you right now, motherfucker.
Oh, I think I
And he dives off the fucking stage with a kick, dude. He just fucking dives off the stage and kicks this dude. They get into the fucking, he falls, they scrap, and he just jumps back on stage and they start jamming again.
That's
It was
badass.
actually awesome, yeah.
It's wild.
He's like, I'll fight you right now, motherfucker. Like, I was like,
fight
oh,
you.
shit.
So, yeah, 5 and 5.
Wow.
Sweet.
Mm,
Wanna go?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, you know. I'll give Blink 182. I'll give them 2 points for having a bunch of great music videos. Because I do remember being on YouTube when I was young and watching a bunch of just music videos, and they just always had really entertaining music videos, like a bunch of them.
Yep.
I'll also give them another point for Travis Barker, just being him and being great. And I think that's all I'm going to do. And then Green Day, I'll give them 2 points for American Idiot, but basically for Jesus of Suburbia, because that song is great and that whole album is great.
Fire.
And Yeah, I'm just leave it at that. I'm gonna keep it simple today. Not gonna do anything too crazy.
All right. Yeah, so I'm gonna give 2 points for Blink for the Soulja Boy music video that Travis Barker did because it was badass.
Legendary.
Speaking of which, Soulja Boy is gonna be down the street in Joliet. Coming up soon. It's Joliet. I was being an asshole, but it's gonna get lit up in here. Super pumped. Gonna be there. I'm not gonna be there, but
I might go.
so maybe I'll go with AP. He sounds like he might want to go there.
They won't be here, I don't think.
Oh damn.
Sounds
Oh well, you want to go,
dangerous.
Frank?
Yeah.
It'd be kind of cool.
Was it at the Forge?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
And then, well, yeah, I said for the thing, yeah, I'll sprinkle in there that because Schmuck's a big fan. It's he was really into him when he was younger, and I just remember always knowing that about him. He was just like a super big Blink fan. I don't know a lot of Blink fans personally. Maybe it's just in my circle.
I would say I knew more Blink fans than Green Day fans when I was
Same.
younger. But
I feel the same way.
it's crazy.
Now, for Green Day, I'm going to give them 5 points because it is overall bias. I like them more. I think they're the better band. I think they're more rock and roll and less of the pop punk, and maybe that's not my thing. I like the Chuck Berry licks that frickin' Billy Joe always pulls out all the time. I think he's a phenomenal guitar player. I think he's a phenomenal singer. I think he's a great songwriter.
Man, stroke down.
I saw them live. Yeah, it definitely changed my opinion after I seen them live. I was like, they throw down. They are really good. They put on a good a show. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's really cool. One of their songs was the theme song for SmackDown. Gotta give a shout out. Need to know your enemy.
True.
And know your enemy. It wasn't the good years, but it still was in there. And
Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot about that. Honestly.
but yeah,
I mean, I enjoy that era of them still. So
yeah. I guess it wasn't that bad.
What do you mean it wasn't the good years for Green Day or wasn't the good years for SmackDown?
I guess
SmackDown.
both.
I was talking about
That's what I
SmackDown.
thought you were talking
I
about.
thought you
Or
were
the
talking
modern era.
I thought you were talking about Green Day.
No. I like that stuff.
I'm talking about.
That's
I was
like
thinking about
21st
wrestling.
century breakdown Green Day. No, that's good Green Day. No, I'm talking about SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown was.
And so yeah, that was the theme song, and then sprinkled in there, I talked about it earlier. Can't not talk about Dan Winter in a freaking Green Day podcast. Our friend Dan is the biggest Green Day fan of all time, bar none. I challenge any of you guys to call him right now or find him on Facebook, and he is the biggest Green Day fan I've ever met. Ask him any question, he probably knows it. He's heard every song a billion times. The first time I ever not met Dan Winter, but the first time I've ever seen Dan Winter was my freshman year at high school at Lockport, and me and Moses, who ended up being in a band with Dan later on. Moses is also one of our best friends, one of my oldest friends, and we went to the Lockport Variety Show and just watched. It was a talent show. We were watching people. We said, fuck it, it's like early in the year, dude, trying to make new friends, fresh off 8th grade, middle school, you know what I mean? Like, me and him are going out and mingling pretty much all the time. And freaking this guy comes on stage. They're like, to perform a song from Green Day or whatever the fuck, like whatever. He comes out. That motherfucker is in the American Idiot, like the red pants, the tie, the whole thing. He has the hair. He freaking comes out with the Les Paul. Another turning point of force in the wrong. And I remember looking at Moses. I was like, wow, he really sounds like that guy. I wasn't roasting him. I really wasn't. I mean, it wasn't my thing. But I wasn't like, get a load of this guy. I bet you, people were, because people are bogus. But I'm saying Moses didn't think that, and then Moses was like, oh, I need to talk to that guy because he was trying to start a band, and I was doing the thing with David at that time, and they got together and they formed a band, and they're pretty good for what they are. Not my thing, but they're my friends and we support them, and they're two of my best friends to this day, and all of us really, we're all like a little gang. And it all spawned from that one variety show at Lockport High School.
That's funny.
And it's awesome. He used to dress like that in the hall. With come on, like,
Yeah, I remember.
dude was a weirdo. Yeah, you're watching this, Dan. I said it.
I
said
remember
it.
after that, you guys discovered him. He had a YouTube channel. Because you remember you showing me videos where it was literally the same thing of him dressed up
He did a lot of covers.
with the tie, and it was just him with his guitar doing fucking like every Green Day song. And I wonder if like he has any of those videos or if he just fucking.
I think he probably deleted it. It's dude, we fried him too hard. He got rid of all of them. Like, that sounds
It really
terrible.
wasn't.
We're all really mean to each other,
Yeah.
but it's funny. And that's the weird thing about Dan too. Like, his two favorite bands, I remember, it was Green Day and he loves Slipknot. And I feel like it's so random for a guy like Dan. Like, but he's like he loves Green Day and he's like low key a big Slipknot fan.
Yeah.
He has videos of him singing Slipknot and stuff too.
I remember that.
But yeah, so like really, I do enjoy Green Day. I'm a fan, but the 5 points is for Dan because he waves the flag super hard. He's one of my boys.
Wave it.
And I love you.
Baby, wave
So-
it. Wave that flag, Denny. Wave it.
There you
wave
go.
It. Yeah.
Oh, and I saw Green Day with him. The one time I saw Green Day, it was me and Dan. We got a hotel. Went with you remember Adam?
Mm-hmm.
We, all three of us went. You know, got a little lit and saw fucking Green Day. And it was awesome.
Oh yeah.
So there it is.
Lovely.
Tallying up the votes.
He's gonna tally.
Time to tally the votes. Tally the votes. Put a tally on the vote.
Tally them up.
Tally on the vote.
Tally
Put a
them
tally
up.
on the vote.
Tally them up.
Tally the vote.
Tally
Put
them
a
up.
tally on the vote.
Tally them up. Tally the vote. Tally them up. Put a tally on the vote.
All right, the votes are in.
Oh man!
They're in.
Tally, baby.
The winner of the illustrious Battle Supreme bonus round
Oh God.
is coming up next, right after this.
Oh,
God, what am I gonna do?
And we're back.
Hey!
Oh, that was fast.
The winner of Battle Supreme episode today is
Nobody.
find out next week.
Oh no!
22 Green Day, 18 Blink 182.
Let's go.
It was close though.
Closer than it was
closer
before.
than it was, yes.
the-
Let's go.
Yeah.
Green Day boy.
Let it ride.
Winner's Green Day. This one's for you, Dan. When I was texting about this episode, he's like, they better fucking win.
They better lose.
Fun fact.
He's got to listen to this episode.
It's Billy Joe's birthday today
As we're recording it?
as we're recording.
Kidding
Not
me?
Yeah. Yes.
Are you serious?
It's his birthday today.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
What are the odds? And I fucked his name up. Oh well.
Happy birthday, you drunk
That son
bastard.
of a bitch. 51. He's 51. Happy birthday, Billy Joe, baby.
I love it.
Happy birthday.
51.
Wow.
How's that, huh?
Well, 51 shots for this guy. You guys ready?
All right.
Just kidding.
Eh.
I mean, that shot's with Betty White.
I miss her, man. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
God bless everybody. This has been Battle Supreme. If you like the video, please like the video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you like it out in Audio Lamp, subscribe, leave us a rating review.
Do it.
Do it now. Do
it.
something. Head up to arborcreektheband.com/sign up. Get our email list. Get some deals. You get some scoopage. You know, all the good updates. All the good stuff.
Everything.
Everything you want and more.
Right. It's time for the end of the show. I want to
end of the
tell you,
night.
have a good evening or morning whenever you are listening to this show. Peace out, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.
In the back